Have you ever felt God calling you to something bigger, but you didn't know how it would unfold? Abraham did. He wasn't famous. He wasn't powerful. But when God called, he obeyed. And that obedience birthed a legacy of faith that still echoes today. Genesis 12 verse 1 says, "The Lord had said to Abram, 'Go from your country, your people and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you.'" When God called Abraham, he asked him to leave everything familiar, his country, his people, and even his comfort. God didn't give Abraham a full map. He simply said, "Go to the land I will show you." That's faith. Sometimes God calls us to separate from things that limit our purpose. Relationships, environments, habits. Separation precedes elevation. Practical tip: take time in prayer and ask, "Lord, is there something you're calling me to step away from so I can walk more fully in your purpose?" Abraham didn't just hear God's voice. He obeyed it immediately. He built altars. He pitched tents. He moved with God, even when it didn't make sense. Like offering Isaac, he trusted. Genesis 22 verse 12 says, "Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." Obedience isn't always convenient, but it's powerful. When you walk in obedience, you walk in God's blessing. Practical tip: write down the last thing God told you to do and make it your priority this week. Abraham wasn't just a man of action. He was a man of intercession. He pleaded with God for Sodom. He stood in the gap. That's what faith looks like. It doesn't just believe for self, it intercedes for others. Genesis 18 verse 23 says, "Then Abraham approached him and said, 'Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked?'" Practical tip: make a list of people or places you're burdened for and start interceding for them. Prayer changes things because God responds to bold intercession. Abraham waited 25 years for Isaac, but God never failed. When God gives a promise, delay doesn't mean denial. Romans 4 verse 20 says, "Yet he did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God, but was strengthened in his faith, being fully persuaded that God had power to do what he had promised." Abraham's waiting season became his preparation season, so if you're in a waiting room, don't waste it. Worship in it. Practical tip: speak God's promises over your life daily. Don't rehearse the problem, declare the promise. Abraham became the father of many nations because he lived by faith. His life teaches us that true greatness is birthed in surrender, obedience, and trust. Galatians 3 verse 7 says, "Understand then that those who have faith are children of Abraham." You don't need to be perfect, you just need to believe. Abraham made mistakes, but he never stopped believing. You don't need all the answers. You just need to follow the one who does. So today, choose the way of Abraham. Walk by faith. Obey even when it's hard. Pray bold prayers. Intercede for others. Hold on to the promises. Because the God who called Abraham is the same God calling you. Type, "I walk by faith" in the comments and share this with someone who needs this encouragement. Share this video and remind someone that their obedience today will shape generations tomorrow.